Have you been thinking about buying the Sunday Saker cranks because your cranks are damaged, you lost them, you don't have any, or you just want something shinier? Hang tight because I'm gonna do an explain and review about the Sunday Saker cranks and tell you everything from how they're made, if they fit your bike, what you need to make them fit your bike, and all the other stuff that nobody is telling you about. So hang tight and keep watching this video. If you're super impatient like me, head over to Stack BMX Shop on Instagram and subscribe to my Instagram, and you can watch this video right now, or you can just wait for the premiere and you can watch it for free. So let's get to it. If you're not too familiar with three-piece cranks or the Sunday Saker cranks, three-piece cranks are pretty much an upgrade from the old school one-piece cranks. So one-piece cranks have kind of a steel bar that snakes through your frame, and that bar, your pedals attached to it. The problem with those cranks is that once you ride them for a while, or you jump or you land really hard, they tend to bend. So what'll happen is instead of being straight like so, they'll bend and both of them will be down. And when that pedal cycle comes back up, now they're up. And when they're up on both sides, your pedals get locked and you can't pedal, or your legs feel like they lock up. So having a good heavy duty crank arm and keeping them flat will give you more power. It'll allow you to jump better. It'll give you more stability, and it'll make you pedal faster because you'll be able to actually pedal. Another thing is that people are confused of what three-piece cranks are. Three-piece cranks are pretty much three pieces, but they have a lot other pieces to go with them. So this one's in a bag. So they're available in black and chrome, and they're available in tons of different sizes. And I'll tell you all the different sizes and everything you need to know. And these spindles come this length, but come in also other sizes. And I'll tell you all the different things that you need to know so that you can get the right ones. So these bad boys come in black and they come in chrome. Chrome is very limited, very hard to get, and they come in selected sizes. As far as the black ones go, these ones come in a lot more sizes, a lot more colors. I mean, not colors, a lot more sizes in general. So let's kind of talk about sizes or what you need. How about let's just talk about what comes with them. So with the cranks, you'll get two arms. You'll get all the hardware and everything like that. You'll even get a free Sunday sticker. So all this stuff will come in the box. So I'll show you. Let's see if I can pull this out to show you how it comes. It's a little hard because they're in bags and stuff and you can't really see this stuff. So it comes with all this stuff right here in that box that I just showed you. But we're gonna pull everything out and show you individually. So starting off with the crank arms, you'll get two crank arms like so. They both look the same, but they're not. Both of them have these bolt bosses on each side, and both of them have some little stamps right here. This little stamp right here means a lot. So when you're going to your cranks and you're trying to figure out what size cranks you got, so let me see. So these are 165 and they have an R, so these are the right side. Now if you look at this one, it says 165L, so this is the left side. So when you're sitting on your bike and you're looking down, this is the left side and this is the right side. So if you're left foot forward, it's gonna look like that. If you're right foot forward, it's gonna look like that. Pretty easy. But what's cool about these is that they're designed to be left or right hand drive. So if you have a gear on your left side and you need new cranks, these will fit it. If you have a gear on the right side and you need a new cranks, these will fit it. These cranks come with a little pinch bolt here, and then a spider bolt right here. So it comes with one sprocket bolt or spider bolt, whatever you want to call it. It threads down and it holds your sprocket on there. When you're putting these cranks on, make sure after you install them and everything, go back and tighten this sprocket bolt, because most of the time we don't tighten that one up and it comes loose and it messes up your sprocket. So make sure you do that. On this one here, there's a little pinch bolt right here. There's a big conception of like this pinch bolt holds that little bolt right there and keeps it from backing out. That is completely false. This thing is free floating, so this just pinches the crank onto the spindle. So let me show you here. So it'll slide in like so, and then this pinch bolt just pinches these arms onto the spindle. So, and let me pop some of these open, I'll show you. So if you look at it, I mean, it goes in there, but they got this little plastic thing on here. So the little plastic thing spins. Even though it grips it and holds it down, it doesn't actually hold that bolt from coming out. That bolt can still back out and it can still push these off. So make sure you put a little Loctite on there on the thread to keep it from pulling out. But these things look really nice. See how the bolt sits flush? It looks pretty cool. And that's how they come. So for the crank arms, basically, let's see if I can show you. So crank arms, just line them up and they're gonna sit like so. But notice how this shaft's a little short. I'm gonna show you which ones you need if you got a fat tire bike or if you got an external Euro bottom bracket. But let's go to the bottom bracket and all the other parts that it comes with. I'm gonna dump these in here so that they don't go anywhere. So here is the spider bolt or the sprocket bolt. Usually it's tapered like so because back in the day, these bolts used to scrape our bottom bracket, tear up everything. So they got rid of that, so it just barely misses it. These bolts, this bolt will screw right into the crank arm and it'll secure your sprocket or spider to your cranks. Going to the other parts that it comes with, this one comes with a mid-bottom bracket. So mid-bottom bracket is literally those old school bearings and cups with just the bearings. There's no cups anymore. So if you have an old school 3-piece cranks, most likely these bearings are just the bearings inside those cups. So if you buy these cranks and you have those cups on your bike, you can use that old cup, push out your bearings and push these back in there. Or if you have a new school frame and it's mid-bottom bracket, you could push these right in there. If you have threads inside your frame, you're gonna need a Euro bottom bracket to install these cranks. Just make sure they're a 19 millimeter Euro bottom bracket. Sunday sells them and a bunch of other brands sell them. And then, you know, I mean, that's pretty much it. There's like Spanish bottom bracket, which is pretty much obsolete and out of here. So there's 2 bearings, and I'm gonna show you how all this stuff goes together. There's a middle tube spacer. There's 2 5 millimeter crank arm spacers, 2 2.5 crank arm spacers, and then we have a non-drive cone, which is this one, and a drive cone, which is this one. So this one goes on the side of your sprocket, and the other one, this one goes on the other side. When you're putting these together, the easiest thing for you to do is I like to push in one bearing, and then I like to put this little thing in there, which is a tube spacer. And there's usually a shoulder on your frame. And if this thing is lower than the shoulder, you're gonna wanna put some of these spacers on it so that it fits or lands perfect on the edge where this bearing is gonna go in and stop. Most of the frames are gonna be perfect where they match up, but definitely put one bearing in, then put this other side so that you can see, make sure that it's done right. Make sure that you grease all the little edges where anywhere the metal touches so your cranks don't squeak. And that'll get you going. Next, what you're gonna do is on the outside of your cranks, on the non-drive side, which is probably this side, you're gonna go ahead and put that washer like so. And then on the other bearing on the drive side, you're gonna probably put that one and then put your sprocket. Notice how it's really thin. The reason why they make these things really thin and you don't want that big cone spacer on there, or the other little bit thicker one. See, this is way thicker than most of these. This is literally a 5mm washer. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a 5mm washer. So if you don't want this, which you don't need it, that doesn't do anything. Keep in mind, a lot of people are stubborn. It doesn't do anything. Like the main thing here is this seal. This seal does everything. This is just some perfume and some makeup, lipstick. You know, I don't think you dudes really want lipstick and perfume on your bike. So this doesn't really matter. Also too, the sprocket's so big, you're not gonna see that. So this spacer right here is exactly what that is. So feel free to just use a spacer if you don't like that other one. The other thing is aluminum too. So if you crank down your cranks quite a bit, it will smash and it will, not be the same. So keep that in mind. See what else. I'm trying to think of any other things that I could tell you about, but there's not too many other things about this. Oh yeah, I forgot about the sizes. So you want to know what length to use. This 165 is pretty freaking short. The reason why people use a 165 crank arm is short rear end. So if you have a newer frame like the We the People Network frame, or who else makes a super? There's quite a bit of short frames like was it the Too Short and a couple other frames that are like 12.5 to 12.7. You're gonna want a shorter crank like a 160, 165, 170, or something like that. But if you race bikes or you have a big BMX bike, you're gonna want longer ones like a 180 or something like that. But yeah, head over to stackbmx.com and pick yourself up a set of these Sunday Saker cranks.